Hello students, welcome at Educare. This is Bihani. In today's chemistry session, we will see about the classification of elements in the periodic table, that is metals, non-metals and metalloids. Do you know elements in periodic table which are at present 118 elements in the modern periodic table? They are placed in various groups and periods, also in the four blocks, that is S block, P block, D block and A block. Perhaps you also remember this modern periodic table depends on the law, that is modern periodic law given by Mosley, whose base is atomic mass. Whose base is atomic number, not mass. It was a Mendeleev periodic table that was rejected and whose base was atomic mass. Then what is the classification criterion which decide certain element is metal or non-metal? Now it is necessary to know the properties which are deciding the metallic nature, whether the element is metal or non-metal or metalloid. They are electronegativity, electropositivity, ionization, enthalpy. Do you know electropositivity means the capacity to donate electron? For example, if M is metal, then it will form such ion by donation of electron. So this property is electropositivity. And suppose any non-metal X which can accept electron, and that becomes X minus ion, and this property is nothing but electronegativity. Then ionization enthalpy is the next factor that decide whether that element is metal or non-metal. Remember, metals are electropositive, they have less electronegativity value as well as they have very less ionization enthalpy. On the contrary, opposite, non-metals are extremely electronegative, they have low electropositivity value as well as they have high ionization enthalpy. Now we deal with position of metals and non-metals, metalloids in periodic table. But before that, let me tell what is meant by metalloid. Metalloid is a such element which shows the properties of metals as well as non-metals. Some properties of metals and some that of non-metal. Both properties of metal and non-metal show such element is known as metalloid. Then the position of metals, non-metals and metalloid in periodic table. Remember, the left side, that is S block, as well as the middle D block and the bottom A block, all they contain essentially metals. Remember, and the right side P block, there mostly present non-metals. Also metalloids are present in the P block. Here is in front of you some graphics or a diagram to show you where are metals and non-metals and metalloids. From that diagram you might have come to know, like just I have told, metals are present extremely left side S block as well as middle D block and bottom A block, but non-metals and the metalloids, they are present in the right side P block. We will continue our discussion to take the metallic properties. Physical states for the metals, they are all solids except mercury, which is liquid. There is no metal which is gaseous. What about physical state of non-metals? Non-metal exist in solid state as well as gaseous state, and the halogen bromine, that is in liquid state, which is non-metal. Generally non-metals are gaseous, it means all gases are non-metals. However, the element like carbon, element like sulfur, they are non-metal, they are in solid state. Then metals have good malleability and ductility property, they have good conduction of heat and electricity property, they have better metallic luster. Perhaps you know all this property. What is meant by malleability? That is the property by which the metal can be hammered to become thin plate. That is called as malleability. What is ductility? It is the property by which the metal wire can be formed by stretching and that gives the long wire that property called ductility. What is metallic luster? It is the kind of brightness when metals are freshly cut. It is the optical property by which they show metallic luster. Now some examples of metals, non-metals and metalloid. Metals like sodium, potassium, iron, zinc. There are many metals. Out of 118 elements, dear students, there are more than 75 metals in the periodic table. And non-metal example, all halogens, all inert gases, some other gases like oxygen, nitrogen, some other elements like sulfur, carbon, they are all non-metals. Then what are the metalloids? Metalloids are silicon, germanium, arsenic, selenium, all these are metalloids. These metalloids show the properties of both metals as well as non-metals. So this is the brief information about the metals and non-metals. Capacity to donate electron, electropositivity, metallic property. Capacity to accept electron, electronegativity, non-metallic property. If you like this video, share with your friends, subscribe to our channel and press the bell button icon to get our video notifications. Thanks.